Hey guys, welcome back to another Hunters Connect video. Today I'm going to be talking about the different methods of hunting waterfowl. So first I'm going to talk about hunting in fields, then I'm going to talk about hunting shallow water marshes and creeks and shallow rivers, and then I'm going to be talking about flooded timber, and then finally I will talk about bigger rivers and big water and the different ways to hunt all of those. So let's start with fields. So field hunting, you are hunting waterfowl at the food source. So you're going to be scouting and looking for birds that are basically using that field as their food source, coming off of water, and you're going to hunt that either in the morning or in the evening. A lot of times you're going to use a layout or a ground blind. So you're going to be basically laying on your back at a slightly elevated position, hidden underneath, whether it be corn or beans or milo or whatever ag crop is growing in that field. You're just going to be hidden in that. You could also possibly hunt in a pit blind. And a pit blind is a hole dug in the ground, exactly like it sounds. And some of them are much more elaborate than others, but basically you're hunting level to the ground within the field. So you're going to be hunting in a ground blind or in a pit blind, and you're going to be putting out decoys in the field and hunting birds at their food source. Another method of hunting waterfowl is going to be shallow water, marshes, creeks, rivers, anything that you can put waders on and cross. And that's what I grew up doing, is hunting shallow water marshes with waders. And to do that, you're going to throw on a pair of waders, grab a sack of decoys and throw them on your back and hike in somewhere and set decoys in a spot where you're able to move around waders and move the decoys, and then you're going to hide on shore and allow the birds come back to water and hunt them that way. Another method of hunting is one that I don't have a ton of experience with, but that's hunting flooded timber. You're wading out into it and you're finding holes within the timber where birds want to come, and you're setting out decoys in the hole and you're calling birds down through the hardwood timber. So a lot of guys down south will hunt this way. You throw decoys out in the middle of the hole, you're leaned up against a tree and you're moving water around and just creating motion so the birds flying overhead, it looks like realistic decoys coming down in it. So that's really kind of like your quintessential flooded timber hunt. Finally, you're looking, if you live near big water or a big river, you're going to have to change your tactics a little bit. So on big water requires big boats or big boats that tend smaller boats. So if you're hunting a river with a big marsh on it, you're going to be using a big boat to keep you safe from any sort of bad weather and waves. And you're going to be tucking into either the cattail slough or the phragmites, depending on where you're hunting in the country. And you're going to be blending into that shoreline and then putting out decoys in the river. If you're hunting a big lake, you're also going to be using a big boat, and you're going to be either tucked along the edge or out on an island, something along those lines. But it's all going to be, all the equipment gets bigger just to keep you safe in big water. If you are using a larger boat to tend to a smaller boat, like out on the coast, and if you're diver hunting on big water, a lot of times people are going to use a layout boat, which is a really shallow water craft. And you lay out in the middle of nothing, and then you are basically directing divers to come directly down to your boat using long line decoys and things like that. Those are some of your typical methods for waterfowl hunting. Appreciate you watching this video from Hunters Connect. Be sure to subscribe and watch all of the other hunting content that we have right here on this channel.